Greetings, geeks. Welcome to Geeks in Space. I'm Rob, Commander Taco Malda, and I am here today with three gentlemen of such wondrous love, affection.
You should write those sentences beforehand.
Yeah, I shouldn't try to improvise complimenting you guys. That was Jeff Bates.
Hi.
Chris DeBona.
My name is Chris DeBona. Hello.
Nate Ostendorp.
My name is Nate. Hello.
Oh yeah, it's happening, guys.
Yes.
We got 20 minutes to talk about Jumanji 2.
Okay, first of all, I'm looking forward to Jumanji 2.
I am as well.
You know, I mean, or is it really Jumanji 3?
I mean, I guess you could make a strong case it's Jumanji 3. It's a soft reboot, so.
What is a soft reboot compared to a hard reboot?
Wait, it's not a reboot of the last movie. It's obviously a follow-on.
No, but Jumanji 2017 or 2018 was a soft reboot of Jumanji 1995 or whatever that one was.
Okay, let's have a discussion about...
A soft reboot exists within the same continuity, but generally takes place 30 years later with a generally new cast. As opposed to a full reboot or a hard reboot. Like, for example, Ghostbusters, the all-ladies Ghostbusters, apparently does not exist in the continuity of Ghostbusters. However, Star Wars The Force Awakens exists in the same continuity as the original trilogy, but really speaking with a new cast.
Okay. I'll accept your terminology.
I feel dumber now.
Momentarily. But I do have to question its applicability to the Ghostbusters reboot because they both had elements from the original movie as callbacks and fan service, yet tried to pretend as if this was a new thing happening, but kind of didn't. It was really just it was kind of a mess.
But most of the characters from the original movies, the actors from the original movies showed up portraying new characters. So while they were nodding to the original, they were trying to say that this is a different continuity.
Right.
So they were trying to do fan service, but also not.
Yeah, it was just, it was so
to a certain extent, it's like, every time James Bond gets a new James Bond.
You know, like when you're making eggs and you want to preserve the yolk, so you have a little bit of runny yolk, but you screw it up and you pop it before you put it in the pan. That's Ghostbusters.
All right, then.
I have a controversial thing, I think. I was going to actually ask, I have a very controversial statement about Watchmen, and I hope that you're comfortable with it.
Are you bored now?
No. I mean, it's an extremely well-done show. Right. And while, there's still the weird parts, it's really coming together well. Like the whole Doctor Manhattan thing episode was
good payoff.
Such payoff. So well done. It's kind of wonderful to see that level of craft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could have ended up like the Ghostbusters reboot, honestly. It could have been just a mess and nobody cares and what's with the squid. But they execute on this show. And I also want to point out, did you notice when they finally showed Dr. Manhattan's full body, they managed to cut it off just at the point where you don't have an answer if Dr. Manhattan is circumcised or not. So they avoided the whole controversy of Dr. Manhattan being,
I have to admit, I was unaware there was any controversy that was centered around whether Dr. Manhattan...
Wang, DeBona's on the case.
No, I mean, listen, this is classic HBO. They're like, listen, we don't want to have protests from pro or anti-circumcision people. So I don't care what you show, but just don't show that little bit. And now, people think we're censoring, whatever,
There was
you don't need that trouble.
Reference to it earlier in the episode. They had like his name or whatever graffitied onto a wall, and somebody had graffitied genitals over it, and that appeared to be the stereotypically circumcised.
It's graffiti genitals. It just it's not the same.
Are you saying that a graffitied Wang is not canonical?
Well, no, obviously not, and also it doesn't incite the peasants to revolt. So I think it's brilliant. And also, I only saw the word murder. I actually wasn't looking at the Wang. So I don't see graffiti Wang.
You don't see genitals. You live in a gender blind neutral.
We got to mark this one not safe for work. But yeah, no, it's yeah. But it was such a well done episode. I don't know. Do y'all disagree? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I think we might be the only ones that are Watchmen up. It was great payoff. I do like. So now we have two characters that they've turned black, which I imagine makes a certain percentage of the internet population grouchy.
I don't know. Does it though? Which characters?
Well, Hooded Justice, and then also Doctor Manhattan.
Okay.
I have been surprised in that I haven't seen any backlash like that predicted, but Dr. Manhattan can be whatever color he wants to be.
Right, he chose to be blue.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blue a lot of the time, so.
No, I mean, and that's what they've done with the story, right? They started the story, in race riots in the 30s. They've got the Klan as a major thing. So, I mean, it's logical for the story that they're telling. Yeah. But I definitely, I saw some complaints. Although I might be a little bit biased right now because I was looking through my YouTube.
By biased, you mean racist?
What's that?
By biased, do you mean racist?
No, I might be oversensitive. I'm probably racist, but if I am, it's not on purpose. It's just because I was naturally raised in West Michigan, so I don't see what I probably should see.
Wait, you were naturally raised in West Michigan?
Right.
Is this like
Are you saying
range?
Are you saying that Bates and Ostendorp were raised by wolves or by robots? I mean,
I'm saying West Michigan ain't the most diverse place, and we probably grow up with a more skewed view of the universe than you do if you grow up, let's say, in a New York City or a San Francisco, a more diverse place.
Yeah, honestly, I know people love talking about diversity on the West Coast. There are not a lot of black people here. I mean, I gotta tell you. And they recategorize Asian people as being white in all of the reviews of populations. It's like, we don't do race so well here in the West Coast either, just for the record. So
fair enough. Anyway, they were that was my YouTube feed right now is hugely disproportionate to Star Wars fanboys complaining about any element in the Star Wars, or for that matter, the Marvel universe, which empowers women in any way. Like, you gave women a power, so now I'm going to make a YouTube video where I shake my fist at you, and I have a lot of that. And I don't care. I want a good story. I don't care what color or shape the person is. Tell me a good story.
Yeah, I think it's okay to complain that Captain Marvel is OP and how they deal with that. I mean, I don't care if she's a woman or not. I mean, it's fine. So.
Yeah, ultimately, my issues with the Captain Marvel are about how overpowered she is relative to the rest of it. But ultimately, that goes back to the comics, really.
Right. So
OP in the comics as well.
Same thing with freaking Superman. I could spend my whole life and never give a crap about Superman again. He's just so overpowered. There's no drama. There's no consequence. Let him just eat some Krypton and go away. Right.
Well, I mean, it'd be like, they're never going to make The Secret Wars or anything as a Marvel movie because the Beyonder would be the most boring character you could possibly imagine. I'm omnipotent. Let's see what I do next. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think so. Can we talk about the next phase of the Marvel Universe real fast?
Could we please?
I think they have a huge challenge on their hands in keeping their audience because, honestly, I mean, the Eternals, cool. I mean, all these things, as a comic book person, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But they're going to have a hard time retaining without the level of Captain America and Iron Man,
Yep. I think that their deal is that they know that. And so what I think they're going to do a couple of really smart things. I think that they're going to introduce, so the Eternals is the new Guardians of the Galaxy. It is essentially a cast of unknown characters, totally unknown to the non-comic book reading audience.
Yeah.
It's a big opportunity, and they cast it like nobody's business. They got a lot of names in there. The other thing that I think that they're doing that's crazy smart is that Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision and Loki are all intersecting in terms of plot lines. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is directly going to connect to the end of Endgame, and you're going to see WandaVision and Loki both integrate into the Doctor Strange movie. So they're basically making their cinematic universe mandatory for you to watch TV. And I think that what that's going to give them is the steady hype that you need in order to sustain it. I think what we're going to see happen, if the Eternals lands, if the Eternals hits and it's as good as the better half of the MCU, they're basically going to be able to ride that goodwill, and they're going to get new episodes of 3 TV shows to introduce us to and create stakes for the upcoming phase. And
I have to say, what you are just describing makes me not like, if I have to watch TV shows to keep up with the movies, I'm not going to be going to the movies at that point. There's not enough.
Well, maybe that's what they're betting on.
The quality of the show is good enough to sustain that. That will be that's not going to work out well.
But they'd be just as happy with you buying Disney Plus subscription.
What Rob said. I think this is an assault on the traditional movie theater that is seeing declining attendance and revenue, and a bigger share of first weekend revenue anyway. So they're like, you know what? Everyone's got a big TV now. Let's just plan for it.
And they're still going to be able to win because they own all of the major franchises, and they're going to be able to put a Disney animated feature on every Thanksgiving, a Pixar film every 4th of July, couple of Star Wars movies sprinkled in, and a couple of Marvel movies. So they are going to basically own $1 billion or $2 billion at the box office, because they're going to have the de facto choice for the 20 weekends out of the year where a movie can theoretically open with $100 billion opening weekend. And we're going to all watch TV.
Yeah.
Or not.
Honestly, I mean, listen, there's a lot of content that I just can't even keep up with. I only just saw the first episode of The Mandalorian yesterday. And it's like, there's a lot of really good stuff coming out. And I don't have time for it. You know? So it's like, I really want to go see Knives Out, in the theater with my wife. So good. And I'm like, when the hell am I going to do this between planning for Christmas and all the rest?
Have you considered not having a job?
Yeah, I was going to say,
it makes it hard to pay for things, Mr. Maldo.
The scenario that you are painting, Rob, is one that, and the sheer amount of money output that you would have to do for content and the shows, that's an interesting approach to take going into what will probably be a large recession. Of let's extract more money and spread it out across more areas and make you buy into more things.
No, I think it's super savvy, because I don't think people are going to be able to afford to go to a movie every other weekend in a recession. But I think that they will keep either Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu. They'll keep one or two of those things. Oh. And that's the gamble, that instead of seeing a $2 or $3 billion Avengers level movie happening every year or two, peppered with a dozen $1 billion movies, they're just going to get that same population to buy a Disney Plus subscription. They'll make more money that way. And they'll still put out the big movies, but they'll put out half as many of them. And they won't be as good.
And they'll keep more of the share. This is the thing about Disney. They're so sharp about this stuff. Mm-hmm. That said, I have to tell you, if the next Star Wars movie is cruddy, they have a real problem on their hands.
They do.
Because they spent a ton on Galaxy's Edge in both the parks.
They did.
And I don't know if they're making the money back. So.
Well, those are long-term investments. That's something that is going to last for 10 years.
Sure. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of aged fast in the park. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's true. And so did Toontown. But I don't know. I feel like Star Wars, the way that, and so I've not been there, and I can't tell you much about it, but from my viewings of yes, I have watched people go through all the rides on cameras snuck into Disneyland. I have a special needs kid. I ain't going to get to ever go see that thing. Yeah. So what I see is they did a really good job of decorating that set so that Gen Xers will take their kids.
Yeah.
And that buys you 10 more years. You got to appeal to the next generation.
Baby Yoda probably gave him 20 years right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You put in a Baby Yoda dancing pavilion, and now suddenly you've got a whole ton of 9-year-olds be like, fine, Dad, I'll go ride the stupid Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Can I also point out, is there any less killable character in all of creation since Baby Yoda? You think there's ever a moment where he's in danger?
Keep watching, man. You've only seen one episode. Wait till you see what's coming.
Yeah. I have to tell you, he's almost too OP from a marketing standpoint, you know? He's very cute. And honestly, can I credit Pedro Pascal for being able to act as a hooded figure with more acting ability than all of the, chapters 1 through 3 of the Star Wars universe?
You can only pull that off because this is a Western. And the Western has the tradition. We were watching, not that long ago, I was watching, is it Carl Urban, who was in the RoboCop remake? Mm-hmm. Dread remake. But an actor like that, where you have to cover your entire face, you don't get to tell jokes. And if you do get to tell a joke, it's a one-liner or a quip. Mm-hmm. But you don't get to have dialogue when you're a character like that. Yeah. It just comes off as stupid. But if you do it in the right character, we have a tradition of allowing, in the Western, the gunslinger to be a man of few words, who's got like a sarcastic, dark view of the world. It's the perfect character archetype for having to wear a face mask.
Yeah, I kind of adored the interaction between him and the bounty bot.
Yeah, I was so bummed. Spoilers that they killed that character.
Right. Well, it's a bot. He's just got a copy somewhere else. It's fine.
Did you catch that was Taika Waititi?
No, that's great. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I remember recognizing Nick Nolte's voice in that one character, and I was like, "Wow, they really pulled this guy out of nowhere." I regrettably or not watched Angel Has Fallen. Not a good movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of it, I think it was a soft reboot according to your thing. It came a couple years later. It had a lot of the same characters, but for some reason, nobody remembered Mike Banning had done all this stuff in London and Washington, D.C. It's like, okay,
weird,
sure.
Right?
I was kind of like, the entire time watching, I'm like, they're not going to suspect him. This is some bullshit. And why am I watching TV on a movie, when I've got Wi-Fi? But yeah, so there you go.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It's not nice. Move on. It's fine.
Jack Dorsey wants to decentralize Twitter.
Yeah, he's going to call it Open Social. No, wait, he's going to call it Mastodon. No, wait, he's going to call it PubSub Hubbub. No, wait, he's going to call it Friend of a Friend. No, wait, he's going to call it.
Is it going to be on the blockchain?
I'm sure will have to be. And I'm sure it's going to get colonized by Nazis, and he'll be like, "Well, I can't do anything. It's federated."
It's true.
My favorite response.
I was wondering if one of us could make a list of all of the decentralized alternatives to Twitter that have come up in the last 15 years. Yeah. There's 1,000 corrosions that have to rise up and fall.
Sing this corrosion to me. Sisters of Mercy is exactly what I think of when I think of open social networking.
Oh my gosh. My favorite response is Mike Isaac. He's like, how about you eat a full meal and take your job full time? Because Dorsey's like, I'm gonna go fast, man. I'm gonna go fast in Myanmar for 30 days or something.
I did like the line that in the rest of the country we call it skipping breakfast. In California they call it
what is 14-hour fast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It turns out I've been doing the 14-hour fast for a while and didn't know that it was a thing. It's just called not eating my breakfast until late.
Yeah. Well, wait, so 14 hours, say you wake up at 8 a.m., so you eat your first meal at midnight?
That would be 10
p.m. 10 p.m., yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I usually have my breakfast around 10, and I wrap up eating, around, 8, so I'm not really eating for 14 hours. I'm effectively doing a 14-hour fast.
Wait, how do you two think the clock works? If you're eating your breakfast at 10 and not eating until 8, how is that 14 hours, Malda?
Because you have your AMs and your PMs.
8 p.m. to 10 a.m. is 14 hours. Rob is legit correct on his time.
I know time is
10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Other way around.
You've got it backwards.
He's cheating on the fact by being asleep during most of it.
Good times. What else we got?
This is all bullshit. I don't believe any of this.
I don't believe any of it. I hate it. Let's see. I don't know that I have anything else except
there was something else.
I have the "This Isn't Fun Anymore" rant, which made me very sad.
The podcast?
Yeah.
Wait, what's not fun? Oh, I want to talk about Avenue 5. But what's not fun anymore? Is this?
Yeah. Oh no. It's just a sad little rant about how the internet sucks in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2019. That's when it really went bad.
Nope. I'll tell you where it went bad. In my book.
In my book, available in the description. No, there's no book there.
There's no Patreon. There's no public.
You know, and the thing is, Rob, you are the person with all the time. You know, Nate, Jeff, me, we're very busy people. You should be monetizing the crud out of the Geeks in Space Empire. We have dozens of subscribers. I don't even know how many people subscribe on the podcast.
Like 4.
Right?
And we've got 123 on Taco Zone, so don't forget that pillar of the media.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we don't have an integrated movie and TV strategy, Malda.
Yeah, Malda.
I'm sorry.
This is your cup of tea. This is your wheelhouse. This is your box of Legos. Play with it, you know?
Yeah.
Are you guys shaming me because I would rather watch Mandalorian for a third time than
instead of watching Mandalorian for the 4th time or examining Watchmen for anti-circumcision activists, you know, you can absolutely go to Clerky, start up the Geeks in Space Intergalactic Blockstackers Incorporated company, and you can go to town, man. This can be your thing. T-shirts, pens. Your pen empire alone.
Patron on Patreon.
Honestly, if you started filming your pen lathing, I bet you'd have 20,000 subscribers overnight.
So I will send you the video I made for Jeff, which I'm pretty sure Jeff never bothered watching it. I did exactly what you're describing. It's horrible.
I skipped through it.
Listen, if Jimmy DeResta and How It's Made has taught me anything, people will fall asleep to these videos so happy. You're like, you know, pen lathing is going to be like Ambien for millennials.
Maybe you need some calming voiceovers.
Yeah.
Hit us with your ASMR.
Hello, everyone. My name's Rob. I'm going to be lathing a pen today. Yeah.
We're going to make square things round this week.
It's just a little rounder than it was. Let's
make
it
perfectly round.
Rounder.
I've gotten a new caliper that tells me how round something really is. Now let's watch the caliper as it goes around and around and around.
All I'm saying, Chris, is that I did exactly what you are asking, and it was the most boring 10 minutes that you could possibly imagine.
I'm telling you, right? It's catnip.
I turned on a fireplace on my television today.
Oh, that's a beaut.
I actually have 4 pens on my desk to deliver as I go to the post office today or tomorrow.
You don't have to do pens for Geeks in Space, but you could do a Rob Malda pen channel. I think people would like it.
I have been saying this for a while.
And then you can
Rob
say
sabotages himself by being like, "This is super boring." I guess.
Can you imagine you start out
over anything?
Yeah.
If I start out watch it, I wouldn't expect somebody else to.
You can just asthma it up. You'd say, "Today's pen is for Nate Ostendorf, who really, really appreciates internet freedom." So I've known Nate a really long time, and so I'm sure that his pen is just perfectly matching his eyes and his wonderful hair. You know, boom.
We should do it. Like, you remember all of those shows? There was a time where there was like 100 TV shows of people getting tattoos, and people would like lay there and tell their life story. So maybe what I need to do is I need to figure out a way to have people tell me their life story. How a pen is made.
While you make them a pen?
Boom! Billion subscribers. Just do it, man. It's like the Hot Ones, but with pen lathing.
Look out, Pootie Pie.
Seriously. Rob, seriously.
I think you're underestimating this.
You know? And
or you just shoot the video and Chris and I do audio over top of it.
That would be like MST3K, the pen video.
Look at this dumbass. He's using the wrong grit of sandpaper.
What is that?
Well, today we get to see if Rob takes his fingers off again or not. I've got $10 on yes.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have had your fun.
No, we barely got started.
Avenue 5.
All right. What if I just turn around and you guys just keep beating me up mentally?
No, we're encouraging you, Rob.
We haven't even brought up your cable hanging over the door frame. I think we did credit.
Oh yeah, it is visible right now. I got to drill a hole.
Yeah, you got to drill a hole. Avenue 5, Hugh Laurie, from the people who made Veep and In the Thick of It. I am so absurdly looking forward to this.
So what's the premise?
I don't know. It's Veep in space. It could be anything. I don't care. It's Hugh Laurie and Veep in space.
Veep in space.
You know, basically, it's a bunch of extremely clever people being written by extremely clever people in space. You know,
all right. Your series is actually set in space.
It is a space liner, and it's got Jared from Silicon Valley and Hugh Laurie.
I thought you were like kidding about it being in space.
No, and it's from Armando Iannucci.
Unfortunately, Avenue 5 is a set of apartments.
No,
so they probably should pick a better name.
It's a terrible name, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna do amazing. It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh wow! Like they've got the production design has it like he's in like dirty suits and stuff.
I guess the Orville really brought back the appetite for more space opera.
Yeah, space comedy.
Space comedy. Yeah.
Dramedy.
I love
better than that guy. Did you see Death of Stalin?
No.
I did. That was a good one.
It was fantastic. So Armando Iannucci, again, Veep, he covered the death of Stalin with, Khrushchev and Zhukov. And the guy who played Lorca on Discovery played Zhukov. It is absurdly funny and so historically accurate, it's painful. They start with the whole Stalin dinner party thing where he forces everyone to watch videos, eat borscht, and drink too much. And these are the dinner parties where if you left early before Stalin allowed you to, even to go to the bathroom, he would have Beria kill you.
I like Khrushchev telling his wife all of the jokes he told Stalin and whether Stalin laughed or not, and basically trying to build a database of what Stalin will laugh at.
Was that the one with Michael Palin?
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, Michael Palin.
I didn't see that.
So good. Anyway, so Avenue 5 is basically those people getting together again. And I'm like, I'm there. I'm so there for it. With HBO quality, I mean, come on,
Is it going to be a 30-minute thing or an hour-long show?
I don't know. I don't care. I'll watch it.
Really weird to me.
46.5 minutes. I'll watch it.
Oh, Josh Gad is in it too.
Yeah, Josh
Gad's wife was the least good extra in Mandalorian so far.
Who's his wife?
Least good
somebody you've never heard of, and I won't even tell you who it is, but when you watch the show, you're going to see an actress, and you're going to be like, this is very juvenile, and you are a bad actress, and I wonder why you got cast. And then you will Google it, and you will discover it's Josh Gad's wife, and he was on set the whole time while they were filming.
Let me just get this straight. You did that even before your third watching of The Mandalorian? You're Googling the extras?
This goes back to Kat and I had this huge discussion. So Nick Nolte is a big character in the first episode, the first couple of episodes, and throughout the series, there are actors that will make you raise your eyebrow. Like Amy Sedaris is in one episode.
Really?
So you're watching these episodes, and
early for stunt casting.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like it, but also maybe it kind of feels like Jon Favreau is just calling in favors and getting friends to show up and play weird parts. Because I mean, it's Star Wars, right? You can come in, you can play one weird character like Forrest Whitaker in Rogue One or something. You can play something weird, and there is one
character. Waits played Princess Leia.
Yes, exactly that. He looked weird with the hair buns, but the white dress and no bra worked. He
sure did.
Anyway,
You're
Kathleen
awfully
had this
short for a
discussion.
stormtrooper.
Whoa. You are a lot short for a stormtrooper. We discussed how every episode seems to have some weird casting, and when we watched this one episode, we both were like, that actress was really bad. Why on earth is she in this show? And it turns out that's why.
I think that one of the dominant themes of this episode is you have a lot of time to consume visual media.
Oh, yeah.
Produce a little.
All right, Chris, I'll send you a copy of my pen turning video, and you can tell me that you can agree with me when you see it.
Listen, Rob, you don't understand. You shouldn't send it to me. You should just put it on your own channel.
Yeah.
Because, listen, so what if it's not perfect? You don't have any subscribers yet. You build the audience. You say, I'm turning a pen lathe, and then the next one's a little better, and the next one's a little better. You know how this works, man.
I know how this works. I also know that I don't really feel like spending 20 hours a week doing something that I think is boring.
So I'm sorry, you're turning pens every day. You're already spending 20 hours a week on something that might be boring for someone else. It's obviously engaging for you. That's all you got to do.
All right, man.
On a little mic and say, okay, here we go, guys. We're going to do a pen lathe. You know, I mean, it'd be great.
Wow.
I like your sound.
Dude, you just killed it.
Oh, man.
That's super holy, man.
And then by the end of it, you're like, with the sandpaper. I mean, it'll be like an asthma's drink. You should just do it.
Wow, it's a nightmare scenario you've created here. Gentlemen, we've crossed 31 minutes.
Okay, I just want to point out one thing. Christine and I once Twitch streamed IRL, us making cauliflower pasta. We had 200 people watching by the end of it, and I got 50 subscribers to my Twitch channel. Okay, so and I haven't done another thing since. So seriously, just
This is horrible, and I love you all. Now I'm going to put the goodbye slide up.
All right.
You just don't like being confronted with reality.
That's true. I am very confused by reality.
People like you. You're a nice person doing an interesting thing.
There's
7 billion people on this planet. A couple of them are going to tune in.
Thank you for listening to episode 403 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda. Thank you to my guests, Nate Ostendorf.
Yo.
Chris DeBona.
Bye.
And Jeff Bates.
Still think you should do the pen video.
All right, I'll upload it as soon as one random stranger who found out about it from this video and not told by one of you. Okay. If anybody posts it, then I'll upload my video.
Frage is going to tell you that, right?
Not Frage, not Jake.
Nope.
You already put your 403 at gmail.com as we speak.
All right.
Pen lover
so I can press the stop button.
I'm Lathe Master 2019, just if anyone's wondering.
I'm Pen Layer.
I can't stop recording until you guys are quiet for like 3 seconds.
All right.
Bye, Internet.